So, we all know that Chesapeake Bay is in trouble, right? We've been hearing about it for years. But what if the answer wasn't, just another government program? What if it was an investment pitch? And what if the investors were the actual residents of the bay?
Yeah, you heard that right. This is probably the most unusual boardroom you've ever laid eyes on. Our panel of judges? Well, we've got a wise old terrapin, a skeptical-looking striped bass, a pretty nervous blue catfish, a blue crab who's all about the money, and yep, even an invasive snakehead. And believe me, they are about to hear a proposal that could completely change their world.
All right, so who's brave enough to pitch to this crowd? Meet Pearl. Pearl has a really bold plan to fix the bay, and somehow they've got to convince these guys to invest in a cleaner future. Let's see what they've got.
Okay, no messing around here. Pearl comes right out of the gate with this super clear, really ambitious mission. They're not just talking about cleaning the water, they're talking about a smarter way to do it. That's a big claim.
And let's be real, this is what they're up against. The bay is literally choked with pollution. Particles clouding up the water, which leads to those nasty algae blooms we hear about. The whole ecosystem is just under incredible stress. So yeah, that's the massive challenge Pearl is trying to solve.
So, what is Project Pearl exactly? Well, the real genius here isn't one single thing. It's the combination of a bunch of technologies. This isn't just some filter. It's a floating platform that runs 24/7. It uses a mix of continuous flow treatment, natural biology, and this part is absolutely crucial, real-time data. It's like a multi-prong attack on all that pollution. But the big question is, does it actually work? Well, the numbers from their pilot program are kind of staggering, honestly. We're talking a 90 to 95% reduction in suspended solids, all that gunk floating in the water. They even got E. coli down to levels so low they couldn't even detect it. These are seriously impressive results.
Okay, so that brings us to the big ask, $3 million. And the goal here isn't just to run another test. Nope, it's to scale up, to take these results that they've already proven and create a real, visible improvement for the whole bay. So the pitch has been made. Now, let's see what our judges have to say.
And here we go. The pitch itself was pretty smooth, but this is where the real pressure begins. The judges have their notepads out, and you can just tell they are not going to make this easy for Pearl.
First step to the plate is the wise old terrapin. You get the sense this one has seen it all before, and they're zeroing in on two super practical things, innovation and protection. Is this thing really new, and can it actually last?
And it's a classic investor question, right? If your idea is so great, why hasn't anyone else done it? And maybe more importantly, what's stopping some huge company from just copying you the second you prove it works?
Pearl's answer here is absolutely critical. They explain that the real innovation isn't just one part of it. It's how they've combined everything, the filters, the biology, the data, into one seamless system. The entire platform is unique, and to protect it, they've already filed for multiple patents.
Okay, next up, the striped bass. And this judge is looking pretty skeptical. You can tell they've seen billions of dollars thrown at these huge projects that just don't deliver. So they want to know, is this just another drop in the ocean, or can it actually make a real large-scale difference?
And Pearl's answer is just brilliant, and this slide shows it perfectly. Instead of building one massive, super slow, and incredibly expensive plant, Project Pearl is a whole network of smaller, modular units. This means you can drop them right into specific pollution hotspots. You can measure the results in real time, and you can scale up as you go. It's just so much more flexible, it's accountable, and it's totally ready to grow.
Now, our next judge, the blue catfish, has a much more personal concern. They're like, okay, forget scalability and patents for a second. Is this thing safe for us, the animals who actually live here? Which is a totally fair question.
So Pearl explains, look, we're not adding anything harmful at all. We're just filtering the water and letting nature do the rest. Clearer water actually creates a much better habitat. But the catfish seems to kind of enjoy the murky water and their snacks, so it's a no from them. But for purely selfish snack-related reasons.
All right, who's next? The blue crab. And this judge gets straight to the point. It's all about the money. How does this whole project sustain itself? And, maybe even more important to a crab with an eye for business, how does it turn a profit? And Pearl lays it out perfectly. The business model isn't just about cleaning water. It's also about selling valuable data and partnering with companies on their ESG goals, their environmental and social governance stuff. They already have 3 different ways they're making money with plans to expand. And the thinking behind it is simple. Partners will absolutely pay for environmental improvements that you can actually measure and verify. And now for our final question, and this one comes from a really fascinating perspective. It's the snakehead, an invasive species. And they basically want to know, hey, what happens to bay crashers like me? I mean, after all, a cleaner bay might not actually be good news for everyone.
Pearl's answer is really direct. They say, look, this project is designed to help the native species. By making the water clearer, it actually makes it way easier for predators, like our friend the striped bass, to hunt invaders like the snakehead. So it's all about tipping the scales back in favor of the locals. Yeah, dinner plans in the bay are definitely about to change.
Okay, the grilling is officially over. Pearl has fielded all the tough questions. Now it's time for one last appeal to the judges who were still in the game. This is their chance to bring it all home and really paint a picture of what the future could look like.
And this right here, this is the core of the entire pitch. It's not based on wishful thinking. It's based on hard proof. Every promise is backed by data, a serious commitment to measurement, and a clear, logical path to making a huge impact. And really, the vision is so much bigger than just one bay. It's about creating a whole new sustainable model, what they call a blue economy, where restoring the environment can actually be a viable, profitable business. So this isn't about charity. It's an investment in a healthier planet and a healthier economy. And that really leaves us with a huge question to chew on, doesn't it? For decades, we've pretty much relied on government regulations and charity to try and solve these massive environmental problems. But Project Pearl suggests a totally different path. What if the most powerful tool we have to save our ecosystems isn't just goodwill, but a really solid business plan? It's definitely something to think about.